if we look at the lives we live and we really start thinking about all the decisions that make it up, I think we're going to see two things. So, number one, we're going to see that there's obviously a ton of different little pieces that make up your life. And number two, you might start to notice that every not every single choice, not every single factor in your life is probably exactly how you wanted it to be. So, if it was like a video game and you could design your life like Sims or whatever, there would probably be a lot of things that you would change about yourself and change about the current environment you're in. So, going off of that, I think the goal for me and for my life would be to live a life that I feel like I've designed, where I've set goals, I've had goals. I'm like, I want this, I want to make 10 million, and then you go out and do it. Or you say, I want to live here, I want to live in Miami, and then you go out and actually make it happen. Or I want this little log cabin in Colorado so I can go skiing over the winters. You go out and then you actually make this happen instead of letting life carry you and take you wherever you want to be. But obviously, it's not as easy as a video game. It's not as easy as Sims or whatever. You don't get to freely design that life, and the rest of the world comes into play and puts restrictions on you, let's say, or it makes it harder. You're not restricted, but it makes it more difficult. So let's say, for example, something arbitrary like the fact that I would likely want to live in Miami at some point in my life. I have that vision. The weather's nice. It's always sunny. You can be tan year round around there. Go play beach volleyball. Go to the beach, whatever. All of that. It seems great. It seems like a good time, right? But I live in Chicago right now, and no amount of dreaming or thinking or pondering about that possibility and trying to envision myself there, no amount of that is going to actually send me to Miami to live there. It's not going to get me on a plane. It's not going to get me an apartment there. It's not going to get me a job there. Like, if I ever wanted to make that happen, I'm going to actively have to make that decision and find work there or find any other way to support myself financially to afford living over there and afford paying for a house or an apartment. And this goes for anywhere you would want to live. I don't know where other people want to live, but that's more or less of like a small example, I would say, just where you're living. But if I don't think about these details, if I don't think about these factors in my life, or I feel a little apathetic towards those facts or details, and I don't really care or just don't think about it too hard and don't actively decide that I want to live over there instead of over here, I may end up living in Chicago for the rest of my life, right? I may just find a job here, find a connection here, and just work here for the rest of my life, and then wherever my job takes me, that's where I'm going to be. So that's more or less life taking me wherever life wants me to be instead of me deciding to go wherever I want to go, right? If I get a job in like Indianapolis, no hate to Indianapolis, but like I would not want to live there by choice. But if I get a job offer in Indianapolis and I move to Indianapolis, it's just kind of luck. It's kind of life pulling me in a direction and me not resisting that pull and me going with the flow and going with the tides of life instead of trying to live a life that I've designed for myself. Like, the odds of a job offer from Miami or the odds of any life circumstances pulling me to this specific city are very low. Like, out of any city in the world or any city in the US, you really expect for the perfect opportunity to come to you on a plate when you don't even work for it, don't even seek it out at all. Like, it's not going to happen. The chances of this randomly happening are so low, and I wouldn't want to give that up to chance. I wouldn't want to give up my one singular life to random luck, right? And this fact also goes for every other decision in your life that you want. So let's say you want to be fit or you want to put on some muscle and you want to have a great physique. that literally will never come to you. You can maybe accidentally get a job offer, get relocated to the city that you've always wanted to be in, but getting fit will, like, that will not happen unless you eat clean and you work out. Otherwise, if you're not actively making those decisions, it won't happen unless you take like steroids or whatever. But it will not happen. And then the same exact thing goes financially. So if you want to go out there and make a lot of money and build financial freedom, it's never going to fall into your lap because more or less the whole world is trying to do the exact same thing that you are. The economy is purses versus person. And if you're not getting that job offer, then somebody else is. If you're not going and seeking out that client for your business, then somebody else is trying to grab that exact same client from under you. So if you're not actively deciding to go take action and go decide what you want for your life, there are other people who are actually out there trying, probably trying a lot harder than you if you have no direction. And they're going to get what they want. And essentially, they're going to have to take it from you to get it. If you're not one of these people that has decided to set a goal or a pin as to what you want out of your career or what you want financially or what you want in life, you're just blindly throwing darts at the dartboard. And it's very unlikely that you're going to hit the targets that you want. And because it's very unlikely that you're going to hit the center of the dartboard with your eyes closed. It's unlikely at all that you're going to even hit the dartboard in the first place. So you may not even get close to what you wanted or what you expected if you're not moving towards it. So I think it's very important to have direction and to understand that you have to make those decisions for yourself, because if not, life will guide you where life wants you to go. And the rest of the world and the rest of life isn't out for your best interest. They're going to be out for their best interest because they're also trying to make their dreams happen. Nobody else is trying to make your dreams happen. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that you should take a look at your life and really take a deep look at what decisions are yours and what decisions aren't, let's say. And if you're happy with the current situation you're in, and if you could design your life exactly the way you wanted it, if there was no restrictions on the way you wanted to live, would you be living the way you currently are right now? Or would you want to have more? Or would you want things to be different? And if you do want things to be different, then I would say set those markers, set those pins and goals, and then each day try taking steps in the right direction. Because once you realize that maybe you're not where you want to be, you can at least start moving forward. Because some people don't even think about that at all. Some people won't question it and will just carry on with their lives. So take steps forward, set a direction, and just keep moving forward. And eventually you have to get there. So I think that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like, leave a comment, share this video, do everything. Thank you. Goodbye.